Hello everybody, it's Adrian with the Podcastu here, bringing you a weirdish, like April Foolish review of Furikuri, if you want to say it like that, or FLCL Season 3, Episode 1. So in tradition of April Fools and Adult Swim, they did something really fucking weird, and they released the first episode English subbed, not dubbed. They released the first episode of Furikuri from season 3. I'm not really sure how to really put it into words how weird that is, but it's Adult Swim and their April Fool's jokes are usually weird. So before we get into anything, I forgot to make a video about this, so I'm gonna do like a quick 10-second thing here. We have a Ko-fi page or a coffee page now, so if you like what we do here and you want to help us out in any small way you can, please consider donating to that page. Anything helps, anything keeps us up and running, especially now since we've been trying to get more equipment and since my computer died. So if you want to help support the channel, because YouTube apparently thinks that monetizing shit is stupid, please go ahead and give us a couple bucks. Buy us a cup of coffee. So now, let's get right into the review. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to kind of be a bit spoiler free in the sense that I'm not going to give too many details. I'm more so going to give my impressions, my first impressions and my thoughts on just the show and on just the episode in general, because this is the first time we've had anything Furikuri related released. Damn, like when did the last one even finish? I believe it ended 2000 in the 2000s, right? Early 2000s. I cannot remember at the moment. But luckily, I do have Wikipedia. Yes, so it was released in 2001. So it's been about 17 years. I think it's, it's almost 17 years. If not, it's going to be 17 years this year. And it's been a long time. It has been a long time since we got anything related to this. And just for them to dump this episode out of nowhere was really cool. So my initial impressions were that of skepticism. I'm gonna give a bit of my own personal recollection here, because I love Furikuri, but I originally thought that the first 6-episode run was all it needed, because it really didn't need much. The show was very simple in its way that it carried itself, so 6 episodes I thought was enough. But apparently now we have 2, and we don't actually know how this is gonna go, because again, this is just one episode. And it's an episode from season 3. Like, we have no idea what's gone on between this or before this. But we catch up, I guess, quite later in the future. Because we have Naota. Naota, is that how you say his name? I've never got to say his name right. So, if I say it wrong, I do apologize. I really do, because I'm not Japanese. I don't know how to say these things. So I'm gonna say Naota, because that's how I remember it saying. Or I'll just call him, like, I don't know, boy. So we see Naota now grown up. We meet him like way later into the episode. We start off with a new girl whose name I can't remember for some reason. I was saying it to myself before I recorded this. I am so sorry, but I can't remember. But we meet a new girl who kind of reminds me of, what's her name? Mamimi? Is that how you say her name? Yeah. She kind of reminds me of her, crossed with, Uraka, fuck, I can't say names today, I'm sorry. Gravity Girl from My Hero Academia. I'm going to say it like that because, again, my tongue is getting twisted. I apologize. So, it kind of does remind me, she does kind of remind me of those two characters put together. And she's a bit eccentric. And it took me a while to really start liking her. But once I did, I was like, I'm hooked. This girl is great. I like her. She has a nice personality and is almost perfect for the role of, like, I'm gonna say she's the main character of this season. She has 3 other friends, which is kind of like Naota in the original series, but really, those 2 friends that he had weren't really around much. They were more around in the manga adaptation, which is weird because the show kind of gave me a vibe of it's hitting the marks of the anime, the original anime, but it's also trying to kind of emulate a bit of the manga side in the sense that it has more, I guess, story points in it. Because remember, Fully Cooley originally had no story points. They were just throwing shit at the wall and see what stuck. In the manga, it had more of a coherent story, and, you know, we learned more about these robots. So, we spend most of the time with the new girl. I'm going to call her Gravity Mamimi, because that's how I remember her name from now. I'm going to just remember that as her name. So we follow her around just for a little while until we see her get to her job, which is working at a ramen shop, if I remember correctly, where we first meet Naota. We don't know it's Naota at the beginning, but, you know, you eventually get clues that it is him, and, you know, Haruka comes in. She makes her debut the way you would expect the debut, like her re-debut to be. Nothing special, nothing crazy. It just kind of happens. And that's what I love about Fully Cooley. Things that you expect to be bombastic and amazing and glorious and just explosions everywhere, they just throw you for a loop and it just happens. And that's what I liked about this. It was very subdued in the way that it felt a lot more like the calmer episodes of Fully Cooley. It felt a lot more like, I'm trying to remember a specific episode number, but if you ever watch Fully Cooley, you understand that they had the crazy episodes and the bit more subdued, bit more chilled out episodes, and this was what it felt like. It felt like a way more subdued, chilled out episode, which was cool. I didn't mind that because those were usually my favorite episodes of the original series. So Haruka comes in, she gives her little speech to the new girl. She's like, "Oh, you're this town's boring, but don't worry. 17 doesn't like that. He'll find you." And again, she's throwing these terms around that we don't actually understand. But again, that's because this is season 3, episode 1, not season 2. And this is like way after we should learn more about this. So Haruka now realizes that this girl is the new, carrier for the NO. If you don't know what the NO is, if you ever watch Fully Cooley or if you know about it, that's essentially why Naota has, weird shit coming out of his head. I'm not going to explain the whole thing here because it's just very convoluted, but essentially just think of it as a portal. It's a portal to, weird shit. That's pretty much it. It's a portal to weird shit. And she's basically going to be the next, carrier of it. So after this, she goes back to her friend. They're all talking, and for some reason, the chubby friend. I'm gonna apologize because I watched this like at 4 a.m, so I'm not gonna remember all their names automatically. So the chubby friend, because we all have a chubby friend. The chubby friend is making a rocket out of Dr. Pepper, bottles. They call it Dr. P, but you know what it is. It's in the label. It's right there. It's Dr. Pepper. So she's making a rocket out of these bottles. And the girls now, they all kind of come together and say, "Oh, sure, yeah, let's do it. Let's make a rocket." And it's here where it's more so the beginning, but we find out more about their personalities. The main girl's kind of an eccentric. She just kind of lets things go by. She likes observing pretty much. The chubby girl, she eats, and she's a bit impulsive from what we see. I swear I thought she was wearing a beanie at first, but she's not. So there's the other girl, she just uses her cell phone a lot. She's, she's the technological, whatever, just do whatever you want. And then you got the pretty girl who's the model. Those are their personalities from the first episode. Again, this is just going off by this. We're not going to really know more about them until later on, which is fine. This is the introduction episode. But this is where it starts really getting good. Because and this is why I was so excited for this show to come back in the first place. Mainly the pillows. Yes, the Pillows come back in tip-top form to make all the music again. And surprisingly enough, one, they sound amazing. That's not a surprise. But two, there was a remake or like a re-recording of one of their songs called My Foot. One of my favorite songs from them, actually. And I recognized the beginning of it, and I was like, oh, this is great. This is going to be awesome. But then I realized it's a new version. So the Pillows are remaking some of their older songs, and I'm like, holy shit, thank you. I need more of this. Please. If anything, please make Heart Is There. I would love for that song to get a remake. Just do it. No, fuck you. So it's great. The Pillows are back, and it just catches that vibe. It feels like it didn't leave. Like 17 years, just they didn't go anywhere. I felt like I was a kid again watching this at late night when I wasn't supposed to. And it was great. It was really great. So the girls make their rocket, and they're about to really like just go out and test it. And right then and there, a big old fucking pin from like Google Maps just kind of slams on their fucking hideout, which I think is the abandoned house from Nauta, if I remember correctly. Or if not, it looks like it's probably the shop his dad ran. I don't know. It looked familiar. All I know is that it looked familiar. So, Pin comes down, destroys the fucking thing, and Haruka comes in, big old fight scene with this monster, which is weird because I remember the monsters coming out of the head, not just kind of happening. Maybe there was a monster that didn't come out of the head, but usually they did. This one just kind of happened. Like, it was electricity coming out of it, and it hit a fucking toy robot, and it became a robot. I don't know. Again, this is season 3. This is gonna be the same excuse. It was season 3, so we don't really know what's going down. So, big old fight scene, and the new girl gets a flower coming out of her head. And I don't know, it just looks cool. It brought back a lot of memories for me looking at that. I didn't have any flowers popping out of my head that I know of, but it was just cool to see, the new era. You see the weird little bulge coming out and then this little flower. Haruka rips it out, and it's just this fucking, if I remember correctly, it was a 1967 Mustang model. I don't remember exactly if that's what it is, but it's the guitar. If you know your guitars, you'll know what I'm talking about. So, Rishi rips it out, beats the shit out of this fucking monster, and that's it. That's pretty much it. She comes in saying, well, look, if you broke the bottle rocket once, just rebuild it, and then she just fucks off. She fucks off, all the girls come back, they rebuild the rocket, they go to the beach, it launches, and then, the hijinks ensues with them, all 4 of them together, and whatever. And it was interesting. And that's how the episode ended. It was a very subdued ending. Speaking of ending, the new ending song is great. I love it. I love the aesthetic of it, with the cutout stop motion. Always a fucking plus. I hope they do more stop motion stuff because the original one was kind of a stop motion thing. The original ending, I should say, right on Shooting Star. And I'm really happy about that. I really, really like the new ending. And especially the song. The song is great. It's a very melancholy song, but it's great. But overall, the episode was amazing. I didn't even get to mention the whole little thing with Naota and Haruka. Or Haruko. Have I been calling her Haruka the whole time? I swear to God. Haruko. The little conversation that those two had. It was nice to see them, come back together talking there. So it was cool. Again, I'm going to sound like a broken record. It's season 3, so this has already happened. But it was cool to see it so early. It was cool to see it earlier than we were expecting. So, overall, the episode was fun. I liked it. I really did. Did I say I was going to be spoiler free? Well, too bad. But yeah, I liked it a lot. It was really good. I can't wait for more of it. I can't wait for that new Pillows album because I'm pretty sure there's going to be a new Pillows album. And I need that version of My Foot. It sounded awesome. Fucking incredible. I don't know if all the songs are going to be 100% original or if they're going to be like re-recording or using stuff from, older albums like Pied Piper and stuff like that, I wouldn't mind that. Don't get me wrong, I wouldn't mind to hear that because some of those songs have fully coolly written all over it. But I think I would like more original stuff. Because, there's only so many times you can hear the same song, even if it is re-recorded. I love My Foot, and the re-recorded version's amazing, but, I don't mind more original stuff. But yeah, overall, crazy-ass fucking April Fool's thing. Can't wait for it to come back, the Season 3 at least, for September. Season 2 is coming in June, so that's going to be interesting. I can't wait. You're going to hear a lot more of it from me, guys. Trust me, there's going to be a lot more of this coming in. Like I said, I can't wait personally. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome. I'm hyped. And don't worry, not all of the other reviews are going to be nearly this long. Trust me. So, yeah. If you like what you heard, like what you saw, like what you experienced on this channel, please like, comment, and subscribe. Please consider donating to our Ko-fi page. Share us around. And it's fucking back, man. Fuck yeah, this is great.